Welcome to the pre-show. Right now it's just me, though we do have somebody coming. But I figured since it's just me and we'll be waiting in the pre-show anyway, we could do some pom party while we wait. Pom party in the pre-show. So let me real quick get the Twitter notification sent and the Discord one sent. And it's pom party in the pre-show time. All right. Don't pay attention to that list of names there. That might be a spoiler for you.
Let the match begin.
So, much like when we did Tetris for the pre-show, this is like that, except it's their own Trails version of a Pom game, and it's very difficult. And it's the main reason why I haven't beaten Cold Steel 4 yet, is because I refuse to not be the champion at Pom Party. And so I'm not making any progress until I can defeat the person that I have unlocked next, basically, each time. And so, yeah, things are... You might be doubling the audio. Hold on, let me fix that real quick. Hey, Will. That cost me precious seconds to fix that doubling of audio. That was not where I should have put that. So yeah, right now it's just me, but more people are on the way. And until they get here for the pre-show, I figured maybe we'd do some pom party. The way that I fixed the doubling on the audio was a really bad way to fix it. I'll fix it again in just a second, but if I'm not careful, she's got 4.5 built up. She will get me. If I can just get... Nope, she's about to use it. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. We have a yellow coming up next with a blue. Her center is not where I need it to be. Otherwise, I could get her right now, but I can't. Because it's not where I need it to be. It's going good, Will. How about with you? You know, if her center can get just a little bit higher. Right there.
I give up. You win.
I'm the best. I'm the best. Well, I didn't expect to win that quick, to be honest with you. I thought this would be one of those pre-show things that went for a while. But, you know, I guess let's do another one.
Let the match begin.
I just figured this would be a fun diversion while we wait for people to get here in the pre-show. I didn't expect to actually win first try. Because, like, it took me 16 minutes to beat the previous person. Of, like, I'm not talking 16 minutes total. I'm talking 16 minutes dedicated. That match was 16 minutes long. So I expected this one was going to be a lot more difficult. But maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just that good. Maybe I have trained and now I'm incredible. Sounds good, boy. But everybody else should be getting here soon too. Or not. I mean, realistically, you know. I could just play Pom Party the entire podcast. That's an option, right? And people will be mad. And I'm not actually going to do that. To clarify. We could. We could just play Pom Party all podcast. Oh, see, that's more what I expected.
Let the match begin.
That's more what I expected for sure. Yeah, you know, pre-show. We're 4 minutes into the pre-show now. Figure we'll give this a couple minutes and then we'll go along to regular podcast style. This might not be as exciting as some of the pro Tetris plays that I did in the Tetris pre-show that day, but hopefully there's still enough here that people can get a kick out of. setting up some wicked stuff here. If I can just not have that happen. We might be able to pull back from this, though, because the setup... Yep, we can pull back from this. We're good. We're fine. We can pull back from this. It's not over yet. She thinks it's over. It's not over yet. Alright, let's do this. Next up is another yellow. Like this. Another. Red. We'll put it here. Really needed another yellow right there. There we go. So that drops those to those, which drops the green to there. I really don't need red. Clear that out and get those taken care of at least. All right. Still don't really need red here, but it's fine. We're working on it. We're working our way through. There we go, and 999. And she's done.
Up. You win.
All right, well, I guess I'll stop pom partying now because that went way faster than I thought it would. Let me save. Yeah, and we'll do regular pre-show stuff like we always do instead of pom partying. I actually have no idea how many hours in I'm at now, but you know, that game's really fun. I honestly really thought that was going to take a lot longer, but what do you know? I'm better than I thought I was. So yeah, right now, we're in the pre-show. For anybody who doesn't know how this works, we do like a 10-minute pre-show before the start of the regular podcast. I have another host that will be joining me shortly. Possibly another one later on, but I don't know. So, we'll see. I can't find Char's name. Where is it? Try to turn this. There it is. There we go. So yeah, until they get here, we're just gonna, you know, we're just gonna kick on, keep moving on. There was a pun there, and I completely failed it. I lost the pun partway through, and I'm not even gonna try and save it. But I'll give you a rundown real quick of the stuff we're gonna be covering tonight. We have some reviews, specifically reviews for Hot Wheels Unleashed, Super Monkey Ball Bananamania, Alan Wake Remastered, and Jett The Far Shore. And then we have some game announcements, and then we have some news. And one of the big things is the final Smash Ultimate Fighter was revealed today, and I'm excited to be able to talk about that. So, all right, well, give me just a second here. I will go to the break screen, and we will come right back.
Go for it,
And
man. Go
we're
for it.
back.
Oh no!
Oh, we just got a YouTube sub literally at that moment. Awesome.
Thank you. That
Thanks
is
so
cool.
much.
That is awesome.
That is very, very funny timing. We just got another one too. Awesome.
Oh,
I'm down for
that's
that.
amazing.
So
Thank
yeah,
you.
Rungren, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem.
Andrew is still having to work and Pat could not make it. There's a chance, although probably not a very large one, that Andrew will be able to make it right towards the end. But
Okay.
no one said Rangers.
Right.
That's true.
Well, but we're still glad you showed up anyway, even though nobody said it.
That's
we're
right.
very glad you showed up.
So yeah, that's honestly, we've probably got enough of a pre-show at this point, I would think. I'll tell you, I don't know if you were watching before we went to the break screen or not, Rungren, but I had this whole plan in my mind for a funny pre-show bit, which was I was going to, you know, that time that I played Tetris for the pre-show?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Trails of Cold Steel 4 has a Tetris-like game called Palm Party. And
I bet. How happy did that make you? Just how happy?
I was ecstatic.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's very difficult. And so, like, the last, basically over the course of the game, you unlock characters to play against in this Tetris game.
Right.
And so the last one that I unlocked, I've spent probably like 40 minutes just trying to beat that one. That's why I haven't beaten the game yet. It's because I'm beating all these people at Palm Party. But I spent like 40 minutes trying to beat this one, and I won after 16 minutes of straight a single match. I beat them. And so I was like, oh, this will be a perfect pre-show game. So I started it up and won in 2 minutes.
Nice.
No, this is not the end.
Good, man.
This is the end of the pre-show. We're about to go into the full podcast. I need to get the axe. We're going to have this axe for later. For anybody who's never seen the review section of the podcast, the axe is involved, and it's great. So, yeah, I mean, we could go ahead and just go into the full podcast now. We're 11 minutes into the pre-show. Hey, Art, okay. How's it going? And so we'll start this off with... Oh, sure. Go ahead. Ask your question, Dark. Go ahead. You caught me right before I did the intro. Perfect timing.
Mm-hmm.
I have like 7 more Palm Party opponents that I haven't unlocked yet. And I feel like some of them are post-game. And I feel like the last one is going to be so difficult. Why did we call yourselves the Full Spectrum? The goal when we made the channel was that I wanted to cover video games. And I wanted to cover anime. And it was like, well, that's what everybody does. But I also kind of wanted to talk about comic books, and I also kind of wanted to talk about regular books, and I also kind of wanted to talk about movies and TV shows. And so we went, well, what if we were like the full spectrum of nerd media? Like the full spectrum of everything. We just talk about whatever we want. And obviously there are some topics that we can't really talk about without the internet losing their minds. But... We don't talk politics, but no, that's why we went with the full spectrum, because we wanted to be able to cover the full spectrum of everything, even though most of the time it's video game or Dungeons and Dragons.
Which we do. We haven't talked about even a webtoon.
Yeah, we've been talking about
the Batman webtoon.
Yeah, I haven't edited episode 2 of that yet. I just remembered that. I've been playing Palm Party.
Nice.
The
game within the game.
Tonight. Yeah. Hey, the Yakuza has taught me the game within the game sometimes is incredibly fun.
Yeah.
That's where I found out about Puyo Puyo Tetris, was inside Yakuza 6? I don't even know how many hours I put into that.
Once I got the hang of it, I enjoyed the, what was it, Final Fantasy X, the ball.
Blitzball.
The game. Blitzball, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also sorry to hear that, Artaka. Panic attacks are not fun at all, but I'm glad that you made it through it. And Identity Crisis suck. Yakuza is so much fun. I love that series. That is still to this day the video that I get the weirdest comments on, is the Yakuza ranking video.
Okay.
I got a comment the other day that was like, you seem torn on this game. It's like, yeah, I said in the video I was torn on it. What do you mean? And it was like, but have you considered that cutscenes aren't as important as characters? Like, what?
Look. Okay, I've been playing Lord of the Rings on and off, online, on and off for like 14 years now since it came out. Okay, and I just got to be at the wedding of Aragorn and Arwen.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. That whole thing, there's nothing for me to do in there except a couple of emotes through the whole thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have missed it. It's like a
Right.
20-minute cutscene.
Yeah.
I was like, man. Of course, like I said, it's been 14 years to get to this point. It took me 10 years to get to the Black Gate.
Yeah.
So
I feel like to go, well, cutscenes aren't as important as characters, but like those characters are in those cutscenes, man.
Right.
I don't know what to tell you. Like,
well, and so, some of the characters, the cutscenes is the only place they get to
yeah,
deal with them. Of course, maybe it's a little bit different with that because Lord of the Rings Online. I know all these characters from the books since I was little,
yeah,
the movies, and everything else. So like Prince Imrahil, I know why that's So okay, I got a little bit inside information on it, I guess, but
that's sort of where I'm at with Cold Steel 4, and I'll get to that in my week. Yeah, there's some good stuff. I understand that some of those mini games are tough, Dark. Well, if we're not careful, we won't do the intro. Just like on the D&D podcast when I forgot to do it for like an hour and a half. Hey, Faith. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Trey.
I am Rungren.
And we're excited to have you here with us on the regular video game and everything else podcast.
Right.
It's good to have you here. 20-minute
Thanks,
cutscene
it's
is
good to be here.
I got into a cutscene in Cold Steel 4 today that was 65 minutes long.
Oh, wow.
And it was, don't get me wrong, like you mashed it's cutscene, right? You hit X to go to the next dialogue box, but it was a 65-minute long uninterrupted segment of like, hey, this is stuff happening right now. And you would jump from area to area to area to area with different people. And it was I loved it though.
That was the whole thing with the Lord of the Rings Online with the wedding because there's getting set up for it and everything.
Yeah.
I didn't fight anybody. I didn't do anything. I ran around for hours. That's pretty good for both what you and I are both talking about here. Yeah. Pretty much a visual novel. Yes, it was. And I loved it.
I love those. Yeah, visual novels are great.
Well, I understand. Yeah. Some games it doesn't fit.
Rucker, do you want to hear the dumbest thing that FF14 did when they made the new Realm Reborn?
Sure.
So you get to the end of a Realm Reborn, and you beat it, and you get credits. And the credits are, like, long. They're, like, 40 minutes long. Like, it's really long. And then it plays the original game's credits.
Does it really?
So good.
It's
so
the first
good.
game?
The first FF14 1.0 from before it was remade.
Okay.
It plays that one's credits too.
Got
So
you.
you're like an hour of credits right there if you don't skip
Wow.
them. Mighty Number 9 moment. Yeah, credits. Look, I'm just gonna put it this way. Credits. I'm gonna pull us on a derail immediately, having just done the intro before we even get into weeks. Credit sequences should be designed better.
Yeah.
There are some cool ones where it's like, yeah, we've got the credits and they're going and you can see all the names there and you can get them, you know. But there's also like story moments, beats of cool little unspoken moments with characters happening beside the credits, you know. Don't even get me started on Mighty Number 9's Artaka. But then there are games that's just like, yeah, all the credits, and then don't skip. You better not skip them, because after the credits is an after credit scene, and if you skip them, you skip that scene for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least you can skip both 14's credits, to be fair. All right, though. Rundgren, since you are our guest here today, how's your week
All right.
been?
Actually, not too bad. I put in some time on the original Shogun Total War.
Nice.
Went through that, played that, which is just one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
I played some part two of it as well on that, which I don't like as much. It's a lot prettier, but
Yeah.
I do not like as much.
I do think it lost some of the magic.
I think so too. There's this simplicity in the first one that I think is overlooked. You know, you have those dead spots where you click through and click through and click through to build up Koku again.
Yeah.
You know, where you don't do anything, but there's something in it that was not. I mean, it looks really pretty, but I don't like it as much. And then of course, been running around on Lord of the Rings Online. I have a tendency to do that every once in a while. I get on there for a few months, and then put it down for a while, then get back on again. I was coming back to it.
I understand.
Other than that, I've been doing music, watching the stock market, and trying to stay sane as the week as it goes. So,
Well, I mean, you got some of your sanity back because Facebook went down for a while.
well, as you know, I don't deal with that insanity. Or
I don't either. But I had a cousin that said, I don't think I'm gonna go back. I was like, yeah, you shouldn't.
good for you. And what was the IG? So I'm hip enough. The Instagram went down,
yeah,
right?
on the gram.
Yeah. I will just say this.
Nice.
I know a lot of people had problems and everything freaked out. Did not affect my life at all. I'm just saying.
I'm the same. It had no effect. There was a brief period where I was like, oh, Facebook's messing up. Is Discord okay? Yeah, Discord's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Is Twitter okay? Oh, crud. Twitter still works.
Right.
All right. I guess keep working. Keep pom partying.
Yeah. But yeah, that was basically my week, sir. So
Okay.
how was your week, sir?
Well, thanks for asking. My week was pretty good.
I agree with Dark.
Sanity
is overrated.
It absolutely is. That's why I love H.P. Lovecraft's work. Not the man, but his work. I've been playing Cold Steel 4 a lot. I don't even know how many hours I put into that game now. I honestly don't. I finally gave up on one of the mini games. Because so there's a card game as well. And it's a full-length card game. It's like you go buy the cards in towns to be able to build up your deck.
That's amazing.
It's a
That's
full
really cool.
card game, and it's really fun. But I need to beat it, man.
I know.
I can't keep playing these card games. I beat everybody except for one in the previous game at this card game, and I have lost to basically like halfway through the game. I went, okay, I'm gonna focus on Pom Party. I'm not gonna focus on Vantage Masters, and so I beat the first half of the NPCs. And realized that like an hour a day was going to Pom Party and Vantage Masters, and I could use that hour to beat the story.
Right.
So Vantage Masters hit the wayside, and I will still bring it up in the review for sure because I think it's really good. I like it a lot. I wish that I had more time, be able to put more time into it. But if I have to choose between a card game and Tetris, using Tetris.
Yeah.
But that game's really good, man. Cold Steel 4 is it's like the culmination of, so when you're in the last book of a book series, and the book series has been it's expanded out, right? It's not just let's say not Lord of the Rings, because Lord of the Rings, even though it's a big story, it's only about this small group of characters, really, right?
Well, yeah, you follow two basic storylines through most of it.
But let's say what's something we both read?
Well, Game of Thrones kind of spreads out kind of in a weird way.
I was going to say, imagine a Game of Thrones that comes together and works. Or like Romance of the Three Kingdoms, the moment where Cao Cao is going to attack Wu he's going to attack Wu and Shu has come to help them. All the big players are in the same place at the same time, and two of them are helping each other. It's like that, except with 4 games worth of main characters.
That's cool.
And it's so much fun. I love it. There's moments where two characters go to shake hands, and there's a pause, and I go, wait, why don't they like each other? And then I go, oh, yeah, no, of course, yeah. Of course there's a moment where they're not sure if they should shake hands.
Yeah.
And it's just, yeah, it's payoff after payoff after payoff after payoff in a way that, hey, there is no other game series like this one in that it is literally a continuous story from the beginning to now. This is the 9th game in the series, and that one story has still been building. It's just the story is not about the people. It's about the world.
Right.
And so the people are just showing up and being a part of it, basically. In a way that nothing really has that I've played before. I've played a lot of games that have that one continuous story, right? But
I can't think of anything that goes that far. 9 games?
yeah, 9 games, still about the same time period, basically.
Well, now, hold on.
It's been 3 years since the first game, and that's it.
Technically, it's 9 games and 2 series, right?
Well, no, it's 3 series, now 4 series, because the newest one just came out in Japan. We only have 9 of them, but there's another one that hasn't come over here yet, and then the newest one that just came out. So there's technically 11 games still telling this story.
Wow.
And the main producer said, we're at the halfway point now.
This is the MCU.
Right. It very much is that. It's, yes, thank you. It is that, it's that moment where we're on your left. It's that moment.
Yeah.
Where all the warriors show up, right? And it's like, yeah, except it's not even all of them. There's a moment where they go, hey, you know, because your party can only be 4 people, and you got 35 people in the bank, and you're having to make a party out of that, and the game goes, hey, you know, this guy, he really wanted to be here, but he's caught up fighting on this front. And, you know, this other guy, we don't know where he is. We don't know what's going to happen with him. And it's like, yeah, but I want them here, too. I want everybody here.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's really good. And that's, like, I see Dark brought up Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts tries to be that continuous story, right? But it's not a story about the same people. It's a story that bounces to other people. And then right at the end, and I love Kingdom Hearts, don't get me wrong. I adore Kingdom Hearts. But right at the end, in 3, is when it goes, hey, those threats each of them were fighting are all the same threat, really. And that's how it brings them together. And that's not what Trails does. Instead, Trails goes, hey, yeah, you had your big problem, and that was cool, but your big problem happened because of this, and you knew that at the start. And then the Crossbell games, they had their big problem, and their big problem was this, but it also was because of this thing that you know of then. And so then Cold Steel goes, hey, we got our problem too. And turns out it's still the same problem, so come help us, please. Yeah, I will get off my soapbox, but this series is something special. Be prepared for a lot of videos about Trails once I finish this game, because I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about.
Nice, nice.
But I've also been reading a manga. It's actually a manhwa. And I mentioned it last week that I had gotten just a little bit of ways into it. But it's called Marshall Peak. And I nearly dropped it at one point. So it is a cultivation manhwa. It is the cultivators increase their chi by cultivating in the world and by fighting and improving their strength. And it's fun. Hello, Waverly. I don't think that it is like... Where I'm at right now, none of the characters really hit the mark for me. I like them, but I don't love any of them, you know? Girls of the Wild, I'll have to check that out. The main character is this guy named Young Kai, and he is like the stereotypical manhwa hero, where like he is not evil.
Yeah.
But he freely kills his enemies and enjoys killing his enemies, but is still pure-hearted because he doesn't try to kill them until they've insulted him.
Right.
And so it's obviously, you know, in the way that we have been taught here in the West how a hero works, that's not necessarily a hero, right? Yeah. But in the manhwa style of storytelling, he's still on the right path because he hasn't done anything wrong to anyone that wasn't trying to do something wrong to begin with. even if the wrong is just insulting. And so that's one of those things where I could see a lot of people getting upset about it and going, that guy's not a hero. It's like, well, no, in this type of storytelling, he absolutely is.
Have you seen Immortal?
I have, yes.
I'm talking about the anime.
Yes. It is like that. It is.
Okay. Because that guy's not he's a good guy.
Right.
Right. And people die because of him, and it's something he got to carry. But, yeah, when it comes to, no, because like in the first 5 minutes, you've got a large group of people that he could have,
Yeah, you didn't have to kill these guys.
You didn't have to do that.
I think, again, I want to clarify, this is not an issue I have with it. It's just warning people ahead of time. If you go into it, you might have this issue with it. Yeah. But it all really comes to a head when he gets taken to this island. Arc was great. This is my favorite arc in the story so far. But he gets taken to this island where it's like, hey, no holds barred here. If you want to kill people and like literally on this island, when people die, their cultivation becomes a pill that you can eat to get more powerful. So if you want to kill him, go for it. And he just does, man. And it's like, yeah, I get it. Because in this world, that's what they're being told is, hey, your goal is to get stronger. And, like, I like it, but I also don't love any of the characters because, again, I don't think they have a lot of depth so far.
That from what I've seen in Immortal, it's almost like you're describing to me, like how I would describe Immortal right now.
Well,
seriously,
when they die on this island, I need to clarify for Dark. When they die, all of their blood surrounds their danchan, the core of their cultivation, and like fuses to it and creates a pill that you can take out of them, that then you eat to gain their power. And it's called a blood pill. Go figure. But it seems like a pretty long-running... It has like 900 some odd chapters, and I'm 200 in. But again, you breeze through them, This is a manhwa called Martial Peak. It was recommended to me by a lot of people that love wuxia, which is a genre that I also adore. But this is a lot closer to xianxia than it is wuxia. But it's still good. It just... I wish the characters got more time. That's one of the biggest issues I have with current manhwa, is that you're moving like this. You're constantly going. It's time to get moving. Go find this new cultivation. Go find this new skill. Go find this new item. And there's no time really to let the characters grow, to breathe. And so it's just, hey, he's the same young Kai he was at the start of the series, but now he's a whole lot stronger. And he's not bad.
I like the name. I like the name of it. I really do. Martial Peak. I know I know how it doesn't really have a good ring to it, but I know, I like the idea. He's a peak warrior.
Yeah, that's what he's going for.
Apex of,
The only issue I have is because, like many manga that I read, there are no official translations. I'm having to read fan translations, which is fine. Fan translations are great. But multiple groups have picked it up, so words have been translated completely differently. And so I have no idea what rank the guy is right now, Yenkai, because the ranks have all been translated differently. And so, like, right now he's at, I guess it's technically a spoiler, but right now, 200 some odd chapters in, he's at the 7th rank of the Absent Soul Foundation. And so it's like, hey, that's probably really, I think that's like 3rd from the top, but I don't know because they changed the name. So, but it's fun. It's enjoyable to read. Also, there is a really cool lady that controls ice Yonchi, and she's pretty great. Her name's Su Yan, and she's my favorite character. And she's only been in like 40 chapters of the 200 I've read, but she's my favorite character. But no, there's what I love about manhwa, and it's why, Yuki Onna are the best, 100%. Why I love manhwa so much is because they're not afraid of having weird ideas. So, like, there's a character in here, a cultivator in the story, that controls animals by creating worms, parasite worms out of their chi, and embedding them into the animal. And so then they are able to control the animal because the animal is then tied to their very soul because it's their chi is in that animal. And it's such an interesting idea that, like...
Yeah, I like that.
That's awesome. I love that. Is it the best? No. And then the other big thing that I love about manhwa, and then I'll get off this soapbox and move on. I'm sorry, I've been talking about manhwa for like 10 minutes. Is that they name everything. Everything gets a cool name. So, like, just recently, the main character, Young Kai, learned a new sword move by watching a sword master that was trying to kill him use the move. And so now he knows how to use the Heavenly Star Shattering Sword, 9th form. And that's, everything is like that. And I love it. Yeah. It's my favorite thing about manhwa. And people will go, well, those names are silly. It's like, no, they're not silly. If you look at the actual wording of it,
yeah,
we have the translated version, but the actual wording of it has so much weight to it, and it feels so cool. Like, yeah, the Heavenly Star Sword is actually like 7 different things in Legend, you know?
Well, see, that was the thing about, like, of course, you know, my first thing would be Kung Fu Theater, right? Growing up, the Ishii movies, and not understanding, because there's things you're supposed to accept as, like, it coming from that side that's like, oh, okay, you don't need a backstory or anything.
That's right.
This name and title.
That's
and
right.
a lot of times I would miss it.
Right.
I wouldn't understand, like, why should I care about this person? You know, I haven't been given any backstory. I haven't given anything. But
right.
Now, going back and understanding a little bit better, it's like, oh, well, yeah, because of this, they're already...
Yeah, that's
they're already standard there.
That's the astral flower of the 7 seas. Whoa, the astral flower of the 7 seas? I don't know what that is, but it must be great. Look at that name.
Oh!
That's right. Yeah, I love manhwa so much. I think, like, that's another reason why when people go, well, Trey, you're such a weeb, because they see the stuff behind me, and they just assume it's all from Japan, even though, like, Spider-Man's up there. But, you know, whatever, it's fine. They just assume it's all from Japan. And it's like, no, but, like, every culture has some really cool, sick stuff, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, check it out. There's good stuff everywhere.
Yes, everywhere. Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much been my week. It's mainly just been trails. I've still been doing Genshin dailies and FF14 dailies, trying to get everything prepared for more videos to come there. And
gambling on Genshin.
I haven't rolled yet. I'm saving my rolls for the new 4-star.
Oh, okay.
I want to make a video on him because the pose that he does is Ore Sanjo from Kamen Rider Dino, and so yeah, I gotta get him.
You've got to get that.
Then I have to do a video on his post, not do his post.
Yes, they knew who they were marketing to on that one right there.
Look, all I'm saying is they went, hey, what color should we make this spear guy that does the Kamen Rider Den-O reference? Red? Oh, so he looks like Momotaro's. Oh, and then we give him little horn things? Yes, this is for Trey. And you go, Trey, you don't love Kamen Rider Den-O that much, do you? Why would I?
Yes.
He's on my desk, always with me. Oh, all right. Well, let's get into the news before I start talking about Kamen Rider Den-O and how great it is.
Yes, because I have no idea what we're talking about today.
Yeah, I forgot to share the docket with you again. If you will, in the Discord deal, the Discord chat for our call, give me an email that you want to use. I will share this docket with you.
Well, let's just go through it for today. I would be surprised. There's a lot of strange news around everywhere. So I'm sure the gaming is gonna be good.
I wanna save the big one till we get to the actual news itself, because for anybody who doesn't know, and I'm really excited that you're here for this discussion, because I want to talk to you about you as somebody who isn't always on the cutting edge of gaming itself, right? Getting every bit of news. What it was like for you going through
Shogun Total War.
I'm sorry. Yes, of course. Yes, that 14-year-old video. I just wanted to see your thoughts on the whole Smash DLC stuff every time it happens. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
Right on.
Because first we have reviews. So, for anybody who doesn't know, we play a game with reviews, and if you can get any of the scores right when you guess them, then you will get added to the ice cream chart. You know, in hindsight, I was gonna hit the picture when I said that, and I grabbed the name instead. But the ice cream chart.
Yeah.
You get an ice cream if you can guess the right scores, and your name will stay up there for the duration of the review section. So it's a great honor. Almost as great as honor as getting the astral flower of the seven seas.
Oh.
So we're gonna start with Hot Wheels Remastered today. This is the one that I was excited to do last week, and then the review embargo wasn't up yet. A 0. All right,
Now,
so
I'll take it in a minute, but I got a good feeling.
okay, we have the way that we do this again, because I have to remind myself that every podcast is somebody's first podcast, right? We'll do real ice cream at TFS Con whenever that happens, Full Spectrum Con. The way that we do this, every game has on OpenCritic. We don't do it on Metacritic. We do it on OpenCritic because it's a lot harder for scores to be bought in OpenCritic. They don't get bought out as easily. We have the critic average score and then the recommended score, which I will give you after we read some reviews. So, first, what do you think the average critic score is for Hot Wheels Unleashed, the newest Hot Wheels racing game?
I'm going with 83.
83. Okay.
Yes.
Chat, you have until the X gives a green marker and says we can go. You haven't submitted your score by then, I'm going to say it.
We got 80, 75, and 83, and 88.
The correct answer is 74.
82.
So, let me read off some reviews for you here, and I have good news and bad news. There's a lot of them. But let's start off here with God is a Geek and IGN. God is a Geek says not only a blast of die-cast nostalgia, but a brilliant arcade racer to boot with superb customization options. IGN says carefully detailed, highly customizable, and buoyantly uncynical.
Okay.
Hot Wheels Unleashed is a surprising and brilliant arcade racer. That was IGN US, I should clarify, just as a reminder. We're going to talk about them in a little bit, too. But our friends over at IGN Italy have said a tavern full of toy cars to have fun and... Retake. A tavern full of toy cars to have fun with, thanks to a fun and clean arcade guide model. Which is a much easier to parse review, in my opinion.
Yeah.
However, IGN has started doing this thing where they let two different reviewers review it. IGN US.
Okay.
And so here's the other IGN US review. Hot Wheels Unleashed is the best example of a saying that doesn't let appearances fool you, with huge content, exciting races, and cars for all players. And I said that exactly as they wrote it.
That don't make no sense.
Oh, I swear I do not come to this podcast every week just to dunk on IGN US. I swear. But.
Oh, man.
But. All right. Let me give
Okay.
you two more here. Let me give you GameSpots, who said, Hot Wheels Unleashed is an excellent arcade racing game that doesn't fully embrace some of the wackier parts of the toy brand. And then, finally, Digital Trends says, Hot Wheels Unleashed starts off blazing fast, but ends up as a shallow kart racer. Yeah?
What? What is...
Yeah.
What was supposed to... What extra was supposed to be in there?
Isn't it just a fun kart racer? Isn't that the point?
I say this is why I'd be no good at this. I want a Hot Wheels. That's what I want out of a Hot Wheels game. It's Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
Crazy cars. The past few I've played, every Hot Wheels game I've played on the console.
Yeah.
I'm old enough to remember a Hot Wheels computer. The on console has been a blast.
Yeah.
And it's been silly and fun. I don't understand what they're trying to look for. Sometimes they confuse me.
Confused. I do want to say,
that.
however, just as a reminder, if any of these outlets would like to take my reviews and do exactly what we're doing here to your reviews with just your blurb, go right ahead. I stand by my blurbs, and I feel like they will present themselves well. And hopefully be grammatically correct. That's all I'm saying. If I didn't get one right, come at me. Get me. I deserve it.
Bro. That's how we build a better language.
That's right. We catch our mistakes. So, what do you think the critic recommended score is based off of those blurbs?
They're out of 67.
Okay.
I don't think they don't make any sense.
I've pressed the button. And just a reminder again, I'm not trying to dunk on any of those. We use the blurbs to gauge where the score will be. We got some really... 605. Wow.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
This is Hot Wheels Unleashed. I put remastered on the discussion. I'm so stupid. See, that's the kind of thing you should call me out on. That's the kind of thing of IGN US. Send me an email and be like, hey, man, you put Hot Wheels Remastered. It's Hot Wheels Unleashed. Get your facts straight. And I go, you know what? You got me. You got me.
Right. Can't say anything.
I have bad news for everybody, but the score is 59%.
This is a really fun arcade racer. Don't play it.
IGN US gave it a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Goddess of Geek gave it a 9 out of 10. I want to let you know there was a 10 out of 10, but I don't think the blurb... I think they might have been paid, so I'm not reading that blurb. There's a lot of high scores here, but the vast majority of these reviewers said, no, it's not worth playing. So, just keep that in mind. IGN Italy gave it an 8.3 out of 10. The other IGN US review gave it an 8 out of 10. GameSpot gave it a 7 out of 10, and Digital Trends gave it a 2.5 out of 5. There are more 7s than anything else on this list. It is absolutely swimming in 7s, and seems to be a do not recommend for most people. And I was really excited about this one. It might still be worth playing, but...
I think it's going to be a good game because I think you're going to go into it to play a Hot Wheels game.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not going to go into it expecting Forza or Gran Turismo or whatever it is that they, should have more to it to make it more than a stylized kart racer.
Yeah.
That's
the problem, Dark. These people... and let me clarify, when I say these people, I mean the vast majority, not all of them, the vast majority of reviewers for video games nowadays will give something a 7 and say that means it's bad. When a 7 is not bad. A 7 is well above bad.
Yeah.
It's above average.
That's one of the things that makes this game so interesting.
Yeah, because you got to guess.
And the blurbs are really not going to be a good clue.
That's right. That's right. So next up, we have Super Monkey Ball Bananamania.
Now, this is a new one coming out?
Yep, this is the new one coming out.
Okay, this is
the one where you can play as Kazuma Kiryu.
Okay,
this is also the one where you do not have lives anymore. How will that affect the score?
Got the challenge. We got rid of the challenge mode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Onto that. I'm gonna go with the 77 on this.
Okay, Dark came in with a 64.
64. Got
a 70 from Artaka.
Yeah. A 7 coming in.
Yeah, except we can go. The answer is 77. Good job, Rundgren. And you know what that means? It means Rundgren is the first one tonight to get his name on the ice cream list. Rundgren's going to get an ice cream.
Yeah.
But we'll see if he stays alone on there or if we wind up having to split the scoops, as they say.
Do they, Trey? Really?
That was the time that the studio audience was supposed to laugh. So let me read some of these reviews for you. I don't know if you remember GamesBeat or not. GamesBeat has kind of been on the up and down in a lot of ways. For a while they were posting a lot of reviews by Dean Takahashi, the Cuphead guy. But over the last couple of months, they have been hiring on some more people, and we've had some really interesting blurbs from them. This one from GamesBeat's Mike says, yes, Bananamania is essentially just the kind of Super Monkey Ball game that you'd expect. I just didn't realize how much I've missed this series. The single-player levels present a challenging and creative experience, while the mini-game offerings make the collection essential to anyone who likes to play the local multiplayer. This is the best Super Monkey Ball has ever been. Then we have, let's go with Prima, of all people, who say Super Monkey Ball Bananamania is a moment of stubborn insistence. These games are dope, and it does everything it can to justify its stance. It's the truth, after all, and it's nice to see how gracefully Bananamania achieves its goal. It's a feel-good moment on the Super Monkey Ball timeline. And I'm sure you can see why I chose that blurb.
Yeah.
What?
Still a good moment, man. I'm there. Let's go.
Yeah, it's the truth, after all. Sure. Attack the Fanboy says Super Monkey Ball Bananamania is a solid celebration for the 20th anniversary of the series' inception. It caters to fans who have stuck around to see the next big thing, and does so in a complete package with new surprises and things to come. I got two more for you here.
All right.
I know everybody's tired of hearing from IGN, and unfortunately IGN Italy isn't here, but this is a pretty interesting blurb coming from IGN, of all places. Without the nostalgia goggles, Super Monkey Ball Bananamania quickly rolls downhill.
Really? That's the one that rolls down. That's what you're going to go? I don't think they played the game. I think they just wanted to use that.
My personal favorite blurb might be because of the website's name. From But Why, though? Nostalgia might have some fans of Super Monkey Ball trapped in the little ball with them, running their little feet, futile against the inevitability of gravity. But for those not already on the inside, Super Monkey Ball Bananamania is skippable. Having heard those blurbs, where do you think the recommended score is for Super Monkey Ball Bananamania?
68.
Okay. Let's see what chat thinks. Next time we could go. Got a 69 from Artaka, 64 from Dark, 70 from Will. The answer is 77.
Oh, same one. Okay.
The vast majority of people seem to like this game.
Okay.
GamesBeat gave it a 5 out of 5. Prima, with their strange blurb, gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Attack the Fanboy gave it a 4 out of 5. IGN gave it a 6 out of 10. And But Why, though, also gave it a 6 out of 10.
See,
I know some people that love it, and I'm glad for them that they like it, but without the challenge mode, I just don't know that I will, why for me.
well,
And I guess it's just to have the fun of playing it, right? But
I think you've answered this for me, and conversations off about who plays it and the group of people you play it with,
yeah,
and who's having a blast.
yeah, that's true.
And I can't underscore. That's a bit why
those
we
people are
work,
having a
right?
great time. Yeah,
Yeah.
go for it.
So, yeah.
I have some very good friends of mine that are loving this game right now, and you know what? Go for it. I'm gonna keep playing Palm Party. Next up, we have Alan Wake Remastered, which is a game that you and I both love the original of. There's the tab. The remaster dropped very recently, as in today, basically, midnight last night, right?
Yeah.
What do you think the critic average score is for Alan Wake Remastered? We already have some guesses from chat.
And I was going with 88, so it looks like a couple of people would agree with me around that. So we got a 90, 88, 85, 67.
I am sure this one is remastered. Got an 85.
Though as soon as they put out Alan Wake Unleashed, I will be playing it.
That's right. That's right. That's the Sonic Unleashed version where he turns into a werehog at night.
No.
So, the critic average score is 82. I will tell you, some of these blurbs are really positive, and I'm not gonna spoil anything here, but have some really interesting issues that I did not foresee being an issue. So if anybody, that's the main reason why we did this game to start with, which was, hey, if you're interested in picking up this game, but you don't want to dig through all the reviews yourself, here's a rough consensus, you know? So, let's see here. We have Survivor, who says, Alan Wake Remastered is a remasterpiece. I caught myself audibly saying, man, I love this game, over and over while playing. I've dipped back into Alan Wake's American Nightmare to continue on, and I have a feeling I'll be rescheduling another replay of Control when this silly season quiets down. Remedy's universe has captured my heart. Remastered certainly holds its own in 2021, but also serves as an impressive reminder of how far the studio has grown since 2010.
Okay.
And I do think it's interesting to point out there, for all of us that are trying to review games in the near holiday season of 2021, I'm so sorry for you as well. Because, man, there's no time for anything. Yeah. I really wish I'd finished the Trail series in the first half of the year. But I gave my word I would do it. I'm going to do it. ACG says bye.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. IGN Italy says, Alan Wake Remastered, although a bit didactic in the narrative and frayed in the gameplay, is still an entertaining video game full of charm. Then we have, let's go with EGM, Entertainment Gaming Monthly. Alan Wake Remastered does what a good remaster should. It honors the original game's artistic direction while enhancing it with modern terminology, or technology, sorry, that was me, modern technology, specifically in the form of volumetric lighting. Its lack of American Nightmare as part of the package is disappointing, to say the least, but fans of Remedy's current work would do well to take a trip to Bright Falls, whether they're returning or visiting for the first time. I don't know that its lack of American Nightmare is disappointing.
That's what I was just going to say. As great as Alan Wake was, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you, Dark. I've been trying to play Webbed, Potion Craft, and get ready for Endwalker in 14, all while trying to beat Trails and finish a manga to review. And Game Skinny says, Alan Wake still shines in a modern landscape thanks to its unique story and intoxicating atmosphere, and the remastered visuals modernize it just in time for Remedy's inevitable sequel. This year is juicin'. In fact, I'm going to start using that phrase, and people are going to get mad at me for using it. But I'm going to use it, Artaka. Thank you. And then let's wrap all this up with Push Square says, for existing fans, this no-frills remaster is the best way to experience the 2010 game on modern consoles. But in 2021, much of the title simply doesn't hold up. Without the benefit of nostalgia, Alan Wake doesn't work as a horror game because it's not scary, as a thriller because long stretches of the game are fantastically boring, or as an action game because the combat is uninspired and repetitive. There's an interesting central mystery here, but like Alan Wake himself, you'll have to go through hell to find it. Oh, I haven't even started Tales of Arise yet. Ugh. Or Lost Judgment.
I don't know. From even what the review says, I think this is. I may end up doing this and playing this one.
Yeah.
Just to go back and look at, because just from what I'm hearing in the reviews, they made it prettier.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Pretty much.
And that's all. That's all I want most of the time.
I agree. So what do you think the recommended score is?
I'm going to give it 83.
Okay.
Point out from the other one.
What do you think, chat? An 80 from our talking?
80.
Pushing the button.
Ooh,
recommended
90.
score is a 91.
Oh!
You were so close, Dark.
So close.
Yeah, I've heard that Arise gets really grindy towards the end. I may put on a show and just grind it out for a little while. ACG again said bye. Survivor gave it a 10 out of 10. IGN Italy gave it an 8.4 out of 10. EGM gave it an 8 out of 10. Game Skinny gave it a 8 out of 10, but they did it in stars, and I hate them for that. I just want to make sure that's very clear. Because I had to count 8 stars out of 10 that were inked in.
Why didn't you just back up from the 2?
And then Push Square gave it a 6 out of 10.
Fair. Not the 6 out of 10.
No, no.
All right.
Grindy from the start. Oh, boy. Game's otherwise good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm excited to play it. I really like the Tales series a lot. Though now, I played all of them before I played the Trail series. No. What can compare when you've had a slice of heaven? What can compare on this earth? No, Trails isn't that good. It's very good, but you know. Tales of Berseria, Tales of Vesperia, Tales of the Abyss. Finally, for reviews, we have Jett The Far Shore. This was one that I almost got a key for, and then
I haven't heard. This is the first one I haven't heard of.
This is a pretty interesting game. Like I said, I almost got a key for it, and then discussions with the dev. This is made by Super Brothers, who've made quite a few games before. But discussions with the devs kind of turned into, no, I can't guarantee a review quickly. And so it was like, yeah, I understand if you don't want to give me a copy. I get it, you know. I'm covering a lot of stuff right now. So this is because I feel like you're probably not the only one that hasn't heard a lot of stuff about it, right? This is a interstellar journey where you control a ship and also a person, and you bounce between the two, sort of. You take the helm of a jet with 2 T's and explore a vast unknown. Seems pretty interesting, right? Based on that very poor explanation, what do you think the recommended score is for a game that you haven't heard of, that's in a very niche field, in a time where big names have just come out? 72 to 73?
So many of the games over the years that have tried to do this have failed so badly, especially bouncing back and forth between ship and not on Stellar. I'm going to try, you know what, I'll give it a fair break, pretty nice average, even 75.
Okay.
That's passing. How about that? I don't know.
Each field usually means it scores well because the people who play it like them. Yep. They don't get enough of them.
True.
That's very true. The score on this one is a 66. Let me read some reviews for you.
Yeah.
Inverse says, Jett's heavy narrative is a perfect complement to its gameplay. Whenever you start feeling trapped, whenever things get a little too real, you can get into your jet and lose yourself in the little vessel's delightful speed. IGN Italy says, Jett The Far Shore is an adventure that, at its best, conveys a sense of absolute freedom to the player in the exploration of an alien planet. The setting is full of ideas, and it's a pity that many of these are not fully developed during the story. From a stylistic point of view, the contrast between the minimal graphic style and the orchestral soundtrack is excellent and gives a unique character to the work. Things to like, but things to not. Press Start says, Jett The Far Shore is at its best when you're zipping across landscapes at breakneck speeds, with the music swelling and countless elements of the landscape begging you to explore them. Unfortunately, Jett struggles the most when it slows down, and its faults begin to show. It's a worthwhile experience if the traversal and exploration sound like your kind of thing, but if you're here for a strong narrative experience and tight mission design, Jett The Far Shore might not deliver. And Hardcore Gamer says, Jett The Far Shore has an impressive world with well-crafted lore, an intriguing story, and eye-catching visuals. Unfortunately, you actually have to play through the game to experience any of it. And that ends up being a slow, plodding mess in more ways than one. Maybe those with more patience will enjoy the trip more, but everyone else can rightfully skip Jett The Far Shore and remain grounded with better games instead.
Rough.
Very rough. Blurbs don't normally get that harsh, right?
Yeah.
So having heard those, what do you think the recommended score is for Jett The Far Shore?
55, and I'm trying to be kind at this point.
Okay.
Oh.
49 from Artaka?
Yeah. Yeah.
60 from Dark?
60.
50 from Will? 29.
Oh. Wow.
That means that most likely it was just the top reviews that recommended it at all.
Golly.
Inverse gave it a 9 out of 10. IGN Italy gave it a 7 out of 10. Press Start gave it a 6.5 out of 10. Hardcore Gamer gave it a 2 out of 5.
At least that score seems a little consistent with the reviews we got.
Yes,
though, so.
I agree. Which is unfortunate for them. It seems like maybe they bit off more than they can chew this time. I don't know. I haven't played it myself, but that's what it feels like.
Would not be the first developer that did that.
That's right. And that means if that is the case, they can always bring it back next time and do, because again, Super Brothers: A Tale of Sword and Sorcery is like a really popular game, so from back in the day.
Yeah.
But IGN Italy said that the good stuff about it was really good. Like the soundtrack and the graphic style and the art.
Yeah.
Just the story wasn't that great, so might be something to pick up when it goes on a sale.
True. Like I said, there's usually either one aspect or the other that gets off, that breaks it. Either the part where you're in your vessel ship, starship, or whatever it is, or the part that's on the ground. One part usually does not balance out. So
I do have some bad news, which is that I was hoping we'd be able to cover Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl reviews today, because it came out today, midnight last night. But review embargo didn't come up until launch, so there are no reviews currently, which tells me they probably didn't send out code, which has me a little concerned. But we'll see.
yeah.
We'll see. That'll be for next week. I'm excited to get to talk about Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. But, yeah, let's get into some game announcements. And this is where we get to just have fun again. I'll put the axe away. We no longer have to ask questions. If you didn't come here for punts, then what did you come here for? Hello, Bandington. No, if you didn't come for puns, then welcome.
Yeah.
Puns are here.
It's just a bonus, right?
Here there be puns.
Puns. Oh.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Dark. If you don't give out code before release, then it normally says you're not proud of your game, or that you don't expect that to review well, and you don't want reviews to affect day one sales. But it could just be they're that confident. So let's talk some game announcements. Monster Hunter Rise is getting a PC port January 12th.
Is it? Ooh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's going to come. Are they going to allow for mods?
Yes, so they did with World. They allowed people to mod it without banning them. And people added in their own monsters and everything like that. So I'm excited for that with Rise for sure.
No. I realize how dark the mod community can get.
Yeah.
But I have to accept that for as amazing as the mod community can be.
Somebody added Lagiacrus back into World, which hasn't been in the main series since like Try. And it's like, look, it doesn't run well. The skeleton clips, but you can fight Lagiacrus, like. So I'm here for that. There are rumors of cross-save crossplay, and I hope that's true, because if it is, I'll buy it day one to be able to continue on and keep hunting on PC with mods with all the gear that I already have. But if not, I'll probably wait and pick it up on a sale, because I love Monster Hunter. I will play Rise on PC. I double-dipped for World as well, but I might not double-dip day one because there's a lot of stuff coming out at the start of next year, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, modders do get pretty horny. That's true. That is true. But yeah, I'm excited for Rise for sure. It's unfortunate that it's in January, because January is when I'm doing all of the Goaty stuff for the channel. It's when we have got all of that stuff recorded somewhere in the first couple weeks of January, and then I'm editing all of it to be able to
Did you let them know?
I didn't. I didn't call Capcom and say, "Hey,
that's on you.
We're gonna be doing Goaties at that time. Buddy. Could you push it back to February, please?" But no, I look back, like I gauge now how much time I have in a year based on my experience with the Trail series this year, because I beat 2 of those games in February.
Right.
2 of 9 were beaten in February.
Yeah.
And so then summer hit, and I beat one over the course of 3 months. And so it's like, yeah, no. January, I won't get to do anything really but work on Goaties. But it's cool. Goaties is my favorite part of time on this channel. It's my favorite thing that we do. So, not complaining. But
Right.
And if you want to be a part of our Goaties, don't forget, we do Game of the Year here on this channel. Goaties. And if you want to be a part of that, those go up over the course of an entire week that nothing else really happens on the channel. It's a really fun time, and we will do categories, and then we have a top 10 list to wrap it all up of the games that we played. Now, granted, I haven't played near as many games that came out this year as I did last year because I've been playing all 9 of the currently translated Trails games. But, and they can't be on there. But I've beaten like 7 other games already, and the year's not over yet. If I can hurry up and beat Cold Steel 4, then I got more time. So, Goaties are tiny knitted boots made specifically for fainting goats.
Fainting goats.
I want to have a fainting goat so bad, and it's not like a good thing for me to have. Because my dog is loud. You're a good boy, though, aren't you, Zeke? You're a good boy. He does not care right now. Sorry, game announcements. Right.
Look, dude, you're up and breathing. Leave me alone.
Yeah, he's fine. He says he's not coughing or having an asthma attack. I don't have to worry about it.
Right.
The Kingdom Hearts games are coming to the Switch, which should be a great thing, right?
You'd think.
But they're coming as cloud versions. So you'll have to have a constant internet connection to be able to play through these not short RPGs on your Switch. The cloud, yeah, the cloud is not a smart idea for the Switch. And what bothers me about it is I could see it for KH3, right? KH3 is out on PS4, PS5. I could see maybe the Switch can't run that on its own. But KH1 and 2 were PlayStation 2 games, man.
Yeah.
The Switch can run those. It can run Breath of the Wild. It can run Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah.
And so my guess is that it's not Kingdom Hearts 1 or Kingdom Hearts 2. My guess is it is the collection version that is in the collection on PS4, which is a PS4 version of Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2. And so the Switch can't run that.
Right.
And
So
that's the
run,
only thing that makes sense to me. So they cloud servers it. Because otherwise, I mean, let's not beat around the bush here. I know we joke about not saying the word emulation. A 7-year-old laptop can play KH1. Like, the Switch can play KH1 easily.
Yeah. Yes.
And so it has to be playing the PS4 version of KH1, which it cannot play. So, upresed and turbo moded. Because that was worth it.
I don't understand it being...
We get into this every time, you and me, because we have such an issue with the preservation of games. Just let me buy a version. Let me buy that original game. I don't need other variations. Let me buy the original Final Fantasy 1. Let me buy the original Kingdom Hearts 2. And then, and you say, well, Trey, you could already have... I do. Kingdom Hearts 2 is on the shelf behind me back there, behind the chair that is actually just a bunch of Dr. Pepper boxes I haven't cleaned out of the office yet. It's back there. But I can't play that on my PS5 because it won't read the disc. So, let me just buy the emulated version on the... I'd be fine with that. Or on PC. I'm going to get off my soapbox again because I'll just... Please go ahead.
No, it's kind of the same point. I don't know. They seem to make things more difficult than they need to be. And look... I don't know. I don't know the fear at this point of sharing old licenses and old software.
Yeah.
I know there's a scramble right now, and I think Sony's a little bit late for this. We're talking about going through of trying to get up developers and everything and get back up.
Oh yeah.
Sharing old software, be able to run through, and I don't understand the. I would understand a digital download only. I don't understand cloud only. That makes absolutely no sense to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It seems ridiculous that because there's so many games that you're never gonna get to play again. I don't. It's gonna or you have to go to such shady places to get such a certain emulator to play it. You know, that were great. Lands of Lore on the PC. I don't know if you can play the original one, but Patrick Stewart was in that. It was kind of groundbreaking at the time, and yet I doubt you'll be able to find it anywhere.
No, I agree. It's a problem.
Yeah.
And then anytime people try to preserve games, it just gets turned into, you just want to steal. You just want to be a pirate. It's like, no, I bought that game already years ago.
Yeah.
I still have it. I just want to be able to play it today. I have my Game Boy version of Mega Man 2, which is a different Mega Man game than Mega Man 2. It takes some of 3 and puts it in there. Where the heck am I going to find a Game Boy that works?
Well, you mentioned the Game Boy and the first few of the handhelds. You go back, I can't remember what the Sega one was called. Their versions of games might have the same title as their console one, but it was a different game. It would have different levels. It would be set up differently. And yeah, you can't. There's probably a lot of those that you're not going to ever play again.
Yeah, for sure. Just man. Stupid garbage nonsense.
Yeah, it is.
Cloud versions of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Then we got... I just deleted Game. It's fine. I'll do this. I'm such an idiot. Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires got a release date, which is February 15th. Now, again, I think it's been well documented on this channel that I was very upset with Dynasty Warriors 9. It won most disappointing game of the year in Game of the Year for that year by a landslide, and it was up against New Gundam Breaker. And, Dynasty Warriors 9 tried to go the open world route and completely flopped, in my opinion, as a Dynasty Warriors game, Hopefully, Empires brings it back. It has the chance, right? It's running on the same engine, so you'll still have the engine problems. But if it gets rid of the open world and goes back to the mission structure style, it could do it.
Well, Empires has doesn't traditionally Empires have a like a map turn-based strategy side to it?
You recruit people from the map screen. And you then go into regular missions, but you still recruit them on like a big overworld map and manage your resources and everything.
Sorry, there's a difference between that and Three Kingdoms Empires.
Yes,
same story.
Yes, there
same
is.
Same story. The
Yeah,
Empires threw me off there, sir. I apologize.
No, you're good. New Gundam Breaker was a huge disappointment to me. Dynasty Warriors 9 was still more. Pat, to this day, will say, if you want to see me slowly die, go watch that first hour-long video that I did on Dynasty Warriors 9 and go from super excited, happy Trey to like halfway through, I'm not even talking anymore. I'm just like, all right, go to the next objective. Oh, the horse got stuck again. Okay, we're just running in circles, I guess. It's fine. I'll get off the horse and run forward and then get back on the horse again. Yeah. So, Dynasty Warriors 9. Empires, hopefully be great. Coming out September...
right there. Around that time,
February 15th. Feb-timber. All right, Brain. Is it time to stop? I was about to say, is it time to stop? I don't even get to stop after this. After this, we're streaming weird Steam games in the Discord. And if you want to get into the Discord, check out the Patreon at the bottom of the page. Support us for as little as $1 a month on Patreon, and you'll get access to our Discord, where tonight I'll be streaming Carto and Train Station Renovation, I think is the name of the other game.
Okay.
So those videos will come up on YouTube because I record them in the Discord and they go up on YouTube in the next couple weeks. So checking Carto out and then Train Station Renovation. So expect a lot more flubs because we're not even close to done. Let's get into some news. Let me ask you this question.
Go right ahead, sir.
Oh, you reviewed Carto. Nice. How much would you pay for a costume in a video game?
Okay. My top limit for a costume in a video game is $1.99.
Oh, well, you're definitely not going to like this one then.
Yeah.
What if I told you that actual currency? What if I told you that Tencent, who owns Pokemon Unite, have added a brand new winter-themed Alolan Ninetales legendary skin?
I bet it looks cool.
It does. How much would you pay for that legendary Ninetales skin?
I gave you my top price there, chef. I will never go over $1.99 for a custom look. Not a no. $1.99. If it's just a cosmetic thing, that's $1.99 is the max. And I would probably look for that on sale.
$40.
That's stupid.
$40. I'll pull the costume up so you can get a picture of it and you can see it if you'd like. Instead of having to go spend $40 on it.
I don't understand. Like Roxy there, $5. I could understand that. Somebody taught me into $5.
Yeah.
On that, look, especially if it was like Lord of the Rings Online, something like that. It's like, look, one-time suit, maybe $5, and yes, but yeah. Oh my gosh, hold on.
There's the skin. You can see it. It is definitely worth $40, right? It is just a costume in game.
Is the money going to anything good? Is there
Oh yeah, it's going into Tencent's pockets.
Okay, just there. No
Yeah,
donations.
no.
Buy this and we'll feed children or nothing like that. It's just.
So when I heard the price, I said, no, that can't be right. And as you can see, it requires you to spend the in-game currency, the gems, to get there.
Yeah.
It costs $40, $39.99 to be able to get that many gems.
That's insane.
And do you remember the sheer hatred that came out with horse armor in Oblivion? Horse armor was nowhere near $40.
No.
Yeah, no. We were talking earlier about how many games are coming out right now. How everything's juicing, to use our talker's word. Like, there are so many games out right now that are not $40. You can spend that $40 on Wilder Myth. You can spend that $40 on Webbed. You can spend that $40 on Potion Craft. You can spend that $40 on a bunch of stuff.
Oh my gosh, man! Look at the season we're going into. Watch the next 2 weeks on Steam if you got Steam.
Oh yeah,
$40 will get you 30 games if you catch the right prices.
You can get Endwalker. You can get the newest expansion for the top MMO, Final Fantasy XIV, made by Square Enix. It's free to play all the way up through the first expansion, Heavensward.
Lord of the Rings has got a new expansion coming out.
Is it free to play all the way up through its first expansion, Heavensward?
It's free. The storyline's free to play all the way up to max level.
Oh well, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Now you can play a lot. It can be accused of play to win, but because of the community, it's more pay to catch up.
Yeah,
it's how it works. Because there's some stuff, I don't care how much money you put into it, you're not getting to it unless you go do the work.
Yeah, that's the way FF14 is too. You can buy the jump potions to be able to skip ahead.
Right.
But you still have to learn the fights to be able to do them.
Yeah. Well, the average, I think, most people that have played it for a long time, I'm not quite there, but most people play it, all the characters are like at level 130, max level.
Of course.
If they bring on somebody new, they talk to somebody new into playing, start them out at 50 or 70 at this level. At this point, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not pay to win, it's pay to catch up. Like you said,
That's
Final
right.
Fantasy 14 does the same thing. Mm-hmm. You're just paying to catch up.
Yeah. So, do you know what else is worse about this costume?
I can't imagine.
You can buy items in Pokemon Unite that make you stronger. It's pay to win, right? We've talked about that a couple times on the podcast. Why would you spend $40 on a costume when you could spend it on something to make you more powerful? And where it gets worse is that I saw multiple videos of streamers that hopped in to see if they would get matched in a game with somebody that owned the costume, and a bunch of people already had the costume.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yep.
I'm sure. I'm sure there's all kinds of people drop $40 for it.
Oh yeah, gotta have that Ninetales look pretty, right? And then when the game servers go offline, you'll never be able to look at that Ninetales again.
Do you get it as an NFT? Do you get it as an NFT? A little card?
No, you don't even get it as an NFT.
Well, then.
NFTs, stupid garbage nonsense. There was also some more Monster Hunter news. Monster Hunter Rise is getting a Ghosts and Goblins crossover. Which is cool.
Arthur? You get to be Arthur?
Well, no, you just get his armor.
Okay.
That's really all it is. It's not. You don't even get like extra music packs, or it's just you get his armor.
Okay.
Sure, go for it.
Well, it's kind of funny to me because that's like the most plain looking.
Yep.
Like Arthur's armor's about as basic plate mail as you can get.
Yep. But to be fair, in the Monster Hunter Rise art style, it does look kind of unique, which is interesting.
That's cool.
Also, it's a free update, so hey.
Hey. No,
you don't have to pay
right?
$40 for that costume. You just have to, go fight the monster that's in the event for it.
Right. Go earn it.
Yeah, which I wish more things did that way. Then we got the Smash news. And this is what I'm really excited to talk about. This is probably going to take up the rest of the podcast. Because Smash Brothers Ultimate, the final DLC character, was announced today, and we'll get to that in a minute. But I'm really curious, for you, what has it been like with Smash Ultimate? Has it just been it came out, you thought about playing it a couple times, and then never really paid attention to it again? Or has it been every once in a while, it seems like people get really excited about it again? What has it been like for you since Smash Ultimate has come out?
I don't know. That's an outside look for me. It's cool that there's Nintendo nostalgia there.
Yeah.
And they keep doing, hey, we're gonna have this. Mm-hmm. This is gonna be new, and there's been some really, really, really nice surprises. I don't know. Here's the weird thing, and I think it's a little bit bigger thing because there's nostalgia, grabs and stuff, and I'm not against nostalgia grabs.
Right.
I just think they should be done right, and look, to be honest with it, it seems like my Generation X, is getting like a bunch of it right now, throwing up 80s cartoons, and the stuff that was high school in the 90s and things like that is coming back. So I don't know. It's kind of aggravating because a lot of this stuff I would love to have like an update or this new game, and I'm not going to get the update or a new game with this old thing. I'm going to get a character in some other game.
Yeah, that's fair.
To go play.
That's absolutely fair. I'll get into my thoughts on it after we talk about what was revealed, but I guess we should talk about the new character now. Chat's been waiting. The final Smash Brothers Ultimate character is Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
That seems really appropriate.
Yeah. Well, they did a poll years ago. They did a poll as to what characters people wanted in, and he was the number one.
I'm sure.
And Sakurai even mentions that of like, hey, when we did this poll, everybody wanted Sora, so here's Sora.
Which is kind of a no-brainer because I do believe if you did a Venn diagram of those two fandoms, you're going to get an overlap.
Yeah. And I think that in a lot of ways, I'm really excited about him being in the game because his moveset is very cool. It's very... they put a lot of work into it to make sure that he feels like a Kingdom Hearts character, right? He's very floaty. Most of his animations are very smooth, but he's also like got his giant shoes. He looks like Sora. He gets a legitimate finisher when he beats somebody, which looks really cool. But there were some issues, and I guess probably because of Disney. Most of these characters that have been added in that have like a huge roster, their final Smash has reference characters, right? Mega Man does, Dragon Quest Hero does, a bunch of other characters from the series. Sora's does not. And there's a moment because there's a stage made for him where you have the flat stage. Like, basically, it's a stage going around Hollow Bastion, and then when you get down to your last stocks or when you get to a high percentage towards the end of a match, it transfers into the platform at the start of Kingdom Hearts, the stained glass platform with the big one behind it. And they have Sora and Ventus and Aqua and Riku and Kairi pop up back there, and it looks really cool. And yeah, dive into the heart. And on the Sora one, it looks similar to the one from KH1, but Donald and Goofy aren't there. So, like, the little portraits are instead a raft and the fruit from the island, the star-shaped fruit. Because they can't put Donald and Goofy there.
Goofy there, yeah. Disney.
And the other big issue is the music. If I was to ask you which tracks would get put from Kingdom Hearts, you're not a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, but you know of the series.
Yeah.
If I was to ask you which songs would get put into Super Smash Brothers, because Smash always does great remixes of the songs, right? Which ones would you choose?
The prelude and intro from the first one.
Yeah, Dearly Beloved, and then Simple and Clean for sure. Maybe Don't Think Twice from Kingdom Hearts 3, right? None of the vocal tracks made it in. And in fact, if you want Dearly Beloved, the only version of it you can get is the Swing version if you own Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories on your Switch.
Wow.
Because they didn't let them have any of that music. There's 9 tracks, and they're all just background tracks. And none of them are remixes. They're all the original tracks. The Smash team was not allowed to remix anything, which is a shame, because those remixes are great of all the different songs, you know? Yeah, no 13th Struggle, none of the big songs that I would have picked. And technically there is a short remix of Dearly Beloved that plays with a little bit of the victory theme mixed in when you win a match, but it's like a 6-second string. It's not a full thing. So, yeah, it's kind of disappointing in that way, but at the same time, Sora's in there, and I feel like Sakurai himself states that it was a ton of work to get Sora approved. And I don't doubt it one bit. I bet Disney was, like, clamping down on that. But, yeah, don't have to say anything other than Disney. But he's in the game. And Sakurai mentioned at one point that Mr. Iwata, before he passed away, asked him to make this game as best he could. And Sakurai finally feels like he has done that. And so that's when he reminded us that this was the final Smash character. Smash is done. He is done with Smash.
Yeah.
They will probably make another one without him after this because they print money.
I'm sure.
But he is done with Smash. And that's where I'm kind of in a weird bittersweet spot with this. You and I and this podcast know how I feel about the Smash community.
Right. Yeah.
Super Smash is a series that I love, but I can't stand to talk about with people now. Every single new character announcement was the hypest thing in the world and also the most annoying thing in the world because people were always just mad that their character didn't get in, right?
Yeah.
And so then they would rage and throw a fit, and the comment sections on all those videos are always miserable. And so, on one hand, I'm happy because I no longer have to deal with any of that after it's done. People are going to come into that reaction for Sora, and they're going to be like, well, it wasn't this character. And then I'm never going to have to deal with those comments again.
Done with it.
But it also means that I'm not going to get another Smash made by Sakurai with all these characters in it. That's not ever going to happen again, right? They're not going to go this far to get all those licenses again. We're not ever going to have Minecraft Steve fighting against Solid Snake with Sora and Sonic in the background.
No. This is I do think unless some weird buyout, bankruptcies, and other things happen, I do think this is the last time, barring a Ready Player One movie type thing, that you're going to get to see these characters together.
Yeah.
No, which it's cool.
It's such a cool celebration, right?
Yeah.
But also,
But also, can you just repolish Metal Gear Solid for me and give it back to me?
Please. I don't even need it polished. Just give me Metal Gear Solid 1.
Yeah.
Please.
You know,
I want to be able to play Metal Gear Solid 1 without having to emulate it.
yeah.
But I will if I have to, Konami.
And I don't understand. I don't understand the thing, because that's basically what Xbox did. You know, when you put an Xbox 360 disc in there,
it worked.
The Xbox One runs an emulator.
Yeah.
You know, it's a virtual.
PS2 did the same thing. It ran. Well, it wasn't completely virtual. It still borrowed the hardware, but it was pretty much doing that. You know.
Yeah.
The PS1, and then launched PS3 too, but then it was too hot. You criminal. Yeah, everyone is here for sure. That was the big thing. You know, everyone is here, and in that way, I do think Smash Ultimate is a great celebration, but also. Man, am I glad I never have to hear people on Twitter talk about Smash again.
Yeah.
Because, man, the number of people, like, videos already up on YouTube that are like, the final character was Sora? What is Sakurai doing? He needs to be fired. And I was like, man, it's just a video game. Relax, man. Calm down. Yeah, the Byleth meltdown was the worst.
I mean, not only that, if you look through the buildup of it and what they've done,
yeah,
Sora kind of makes perfect sense. You know, it's one of the characters that's not in there already. That makes perfect sense to wrap it up.
Man, people were so mad about Byleth. They were like, "This is just another anime swordsman." It's like, well, they also use an axe and a bow and spear. They're not. I mean, they have a sword, but they're not.
Yeah.
They're not just using. Okay, and then Terry Bogard gets announced, and people go, another anime swordsman? It's like, Terry uses his hands? He's a martial artist? He doesn't even own a sword? What are you talking about? Like Banjo-Kazooie, and people are like, finally, a good character. And it's like, I mean, sure, yeah, I'm hyped for Banjo too, but like, what do you mean? Is it just because he's a bear? I don't know. And then people got mad about Minecraft Steve, and it's like, look, Sakurai's putting together a celebration of the biggest games in the world. To him, of course he's putting Minecraft in there, you know?
Go back and see, that's what I'm saying about Sora.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Kingdom Hearts fan. I think there's a lot of stuff they got right in there.
Oh, yeah. And there's a lot of stuff they didn't.
You know, one of the few games that you get that I think the ship stuff, flying around to get to modify it.
That song's in the game, thankfully. Gummy Ship song.
The Gummy Ship song.
Thankfully.
But you look at the numbers on that. That was huge.
Yeah.
And look, they got nostalgia from the 90s in there.
Yeah.
You know, they got nostalgia from 2010s, and you start at the 2010s and getting in, you know, the aughts, I guess.
Yeah. 1910. I just want to throw out here real quick. Artaka, wow, man, I can't read today either. Said, I didn't care for Byleth, but what I did was not buy Byleth.
Hey, there you go.
That, if only more people could be sensible. You don't want them on your roster? Just don't spend the money for them then. I think one of my favorites was there was a big streamer that threw a fit about Corrin when Corrin was announced in Smash 4. And it was like, yeah, this Fire Emblem character for a game that's not even reviewing well, and they're putting him in there, and then that person mained Corrin for an entire, 2-tournament sweep. And it's like, yeah, because the character was fun to play.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have tried the character before you threw a fit. But anyway, they also added some new Mii Fighter costumes, some Inkling stuff from the Octoling specifically, and then the Doomslayer. And this is where I don't understand Nintendo. Because the Doomslayer is really good. That's a really good costume. It's very highly detailed. It replaces the gunner for the Mii Gunner. It replaces the gun arm with the pistol from Doom Eternal, or from Doom 2016. And has, because, the gunner, the cannon is their arm. It has a hand to hold the pistol. So much work into that, 75 cents. Excuse me? Sure.
That's cool.
75 cents. Heck yeah.
See, to me, and I realize that the smaller developers that they need the money. So one, let me back up. I'm gonna back up one. One,
Okay.
I really miss the days when a game came out and the game was done.
I agree.
You know, and I'm not talking about needing a patch. I don't have a problem with that. I'm talking about okay, now you got to buy the next chapter. This is a DLC chapter or extra characters. All this.
Yeah.
I get tired of that. Really tired of that. But then again, but with all that, nothing like that should be $40.
Yes, I agree.
You know, I think I will stand back and readjust my $1.99 to the $5 mark.
Right.
That was brought up in chat as anything over $5 is really unnecessary.
I agree.
For a game that's already been bought. Now look, if you're offering a free game,
right,
and buying this extra stuff is how you maybe a little bit different.
Warframe style.
You know, right. But
or if you're just offering costumes that don't change anything, like I'll be honest, I bought Cold Steel 4 costumes, and I'm not even wearing them. I don't want to ruin the cutscenes by having weird costumes on, but I bought them. I shouldn't have, but I did.
Well, see, you can spend on the points on like a Lord of the Rings, the online, the point system. You can spend about $5.
That's true, man.
For a costume, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't. You put it. You have a special thing. You put it on, so you wear it over there. It doesn't change your stats, your effects, or anything that's your armor. You know, which is, I don't know, man. It's just the greed has just ruined so much.
Yes, and I think not to bring up Dark Souls again, but Dark Souls came out with the Prepare to Die DLC, which was $15. Came out a year after the game. And then
dude, you went silent just at the end of that, and I know you did not say what I read on your lips. Okay.
what did you think I said?
I swear, Trey, it looked like, because I didn't hear the end of the sentence. It looked like the DLC, which effing sucks.
No, that DLC's great. That DLC's really good. The DLC costs $15.
I'll be all right. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
That was great.
But in future releases of the game, they released it at $60 with the DLC. So it was the same price as it was before, but now you got the $15 DLC for free. And stuff like that used to happen all the time. The Oblivion Ultimate Edition that had all the extra stuff that came out, including the horse armor, was the same price as when the game came out, and we have just completely gotten away from that now into, now you got to pay more. It does still happen for some. It's just very rare nowadays. But well, should we move on to our final bit of news, which is announcing the winner of the IGN bracket?
Oh, yes.
IGN's best game bracket. We talked about last week. We ran down the entire bracket, and it came down to Tetris. No, it wasn't Tetris. It should have been. It came down to God of War versus GTA 5.
Well, we did say it would be a popularity contest. Mm-hmm. And look, there's plenty of... That's a pretty good discussion to have over which of the merits of both those games. Yeah. But yeah, that's not what IGN's going for, I don't think, on that.
Which one do you think won?
Probably GTA 5, because I think it would have a bigger base.
Was God of War 2018.
Really? Okay.
Which, again, I liked God of War 2018. I thought it was a fun game. Yeah. But, it's not better than Chrono Trigger and Tetris. Look, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Chrono Trigger.
That's what I was saying.
Pretty great. It's pretty great. Or Super Metro. Yeah. Pretty great. One of the best, maybe. One of the seminal titles that changed the entire rest of gaming,
Well, that's the thing, though. And you have a little more historic look on some of these games and stuff that came out. So you look that some of these people that were voting in this or brought up these games, right? You know,
they've never played Chrono Trigger. They don't care about the history of video games. They just like what they have now.
And like the one I brought up, you know, if you're going to have the list the way it was presented, like Command and Conquer would be on there. Yes, right, exactly for the tape.
I'll do it. I'll take the bait. I'll do it, Artaka. I got your back. There's no T in IGN. Oh, yeah. So, there's not really much to say about that other than what we've already said, I guess. But yeah, that's the
y'all had a pretty good. You had a pretty good discussion about it.
We did.
Where y'all were going down the games. You and Patrick were talking about, because y'all went through the list and y'all came up, and at the end of the day, it was like, look, Tetris has to be the top. Game on this if you're really going to be serious, breaking everything down. And so that was last week's show, wasn't it?
That was last week's show.
Yeah, it was a really good discussion on that and the games that were on that list.
Because Tetris is the only thing, even if you don't count the history of it, Tetris is still the closest thing to the perfect game that we have. It is constantly repeatable without getting boring, because it is somehow always different because of how many remunerations are in there. The skill level, the floor is so low. Anybody can play Tetris. Babies can play Tetris. But the skill ceiling is in space. It's on the other side of the universe. You only get better at Tetris the harder you try. But yeah. I like God of War 2018. I do. I think it's the better choice between it and Grand Theft Auto 5. But
I think so. I do. I think so too. I just figured GTA 5 would win out of that.
Right, because it's a popularity contest.
A contest, yeah.
And people really love the 17-year-old game GTA 5. It's only 6 years old. I know.
Yeah.
But it feels like it's 17 years old.
Yeah. Bless you, sir.
Thank you. Well, let's get into plugs.
Okay.
God of War 2018 is an actual game instead of a product.
Fair.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to give my plugs.
Oh, please do. Do you have any plugs?
I'm going to plug Lord of the Rings Online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The Landreval server, especially, look me up. I'll be on there if anybody decides to play. It's a little bit depressed. They're putting out. We are getting a new expansion for that.
Yeah.
But each time I get back on after a few months break, it seems like there's less servers.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of combining. But I'm gonna play it till they kill it. So I'll be there.
I made the most money. What else can matter? Yeah. I bet it did with their shark cards.
I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did.
Yeah. Well, my plug is our Thursday night podcast, the D&D podcast that Rungren is my co-host on, and we have a great time with. Some might call him Wizard Man. I call him Friend. But we have a great time. We've been talking the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, and we're going to get into Ranger? No, Rogues.
Rogue. Unless chat throws something out else that they want to hear us talk about.
Unless we get a curveball, which is always welcome. We love curveballs.
Yeah.
So, and then I'm going to again plug the Discord. I'm going to be playing Carto in like 12 minutes time, probably somewhere in there. Enough time to be able to take the dog out and then, relax. Ranger of the North. But yeah, we're going to have a good time in there. And again, for anybody who does not want to or cannot currently support the Patreon to be able to get into the Discord, we understand. I don't record anything in there that doesn't wind up on YouTube unless it sucks. So as long as the video is good or even remotely okay, it will go up on YouTube eventually, and you'll be able to watch it on there at youtube.com/c/the full spectrum, which is where this podcast will go up as well. And some of you will be watching it on there as well. The Balan Wonderworld playthrough, for some reason, still went up on the channel, even though it was terrible. Because everybody likes to see me suffer. And that'll continue rolling out. The Wilder Myth playthrough will continue rolling out.
That's one thing I want to hear just right here, right before you close this out.
Yeah.
Now that you've had a chance to think about it, how do you feel now knowing that Balan has that they adjust difficulty based on your play?
Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much more than I did before.
Okay.
So much more. Coast on the Beaver House. Oh, that sounds fun. 6-hour Super Metroid stream. Super Metroid's a great game.
Yeah, it is.
Coming Lower Norfair. Nice. Yeah. No, Battle Wonderworld. That's a game that I really don't know why it exists. But, you know, it's that playthrough is done. I never have to... That's not true. I was about to say I never have to touch Balan again, but I may have in the finale, foolishly, given a certain number of likes the video needed to reach for me to do another full playthrough of Balan as the female character. So, you know, if you want to see that pain when that final video goes up, make sure it gets to, what did I say, 30,000 likes, 50,000 likes?
30,000 likes, yeah.
Why did I go so low? Get it to 30,000 likes, and I'll play the female version of Balan. There was only one time, Dark, that I legitimately got sick playing that game, but yeah, no, there's a bunch of weird design decisions, and I can see why anybody that has a history of seizures might not want to touch that game. I don't blame anybody there. But yeah, plug in the Patreon, plug in the Discord. $1 a month, be able to get into the Patreon. That gives you access to the Discord, and then you can watch as we record stuff live and hang out with everybody in the Discord chat. But yeah, you know, we're doing stuff still. I'm going to finish Cold Steel 4 soon, hopefully, and then be able to finish that review. And then all of the Trails games will be reviewed in one nice little tied bundle until Trails Forever comes out next year. Yeah, I was looking forward to Balan as well. I thought it couldn't have been as bad as everybody says it was. It was bad. It is bad. After that, of course, it's going to be focusing down on Goaties and on Endwalker and getting everything ready there. I have to beat Tales of Arise. I have to beat... It's in my head, man. I have to beat Lost Judgment. I want to get a review done on Potion Craft, possibly Carto, depending on how that goes. There is a lot of stuff that I want to get reviewed that has been on the back burner while I've been doing the Trails games. I want to do a Wilder Myth review, too, because I really enjoyed my time with that full campaign with that. But I'm waiting till after the last episode of the campaign is up on YouTube before I review it, because I don't want to spoil that for people. But, yeah, there's lots of good stuff coming up, so please look forward to all of that. But, yeah, how was Balan a 2021 game? I have been publicly saying now that most games that I play for review, I'm playing on easy because I just don't have time between working and another job and this job and still trying to have something of a social life. Time doesn't exist for me. But yeah, you know, I don't mind. I think there's a fun whole discussion we could have at some point about easy mode in games and how as long as you disclose that's how you played it in the review and you don't complain about difficulty, what does it matter? You know? Yeah. But if you play the easy mode and then go, man, it was too easy, like, hey, well, I don't think you can get away with that.
That might be a reason.
Social life. Well, we're glad you're here, Dark. Well, Rungan, before we go, anything else you wanted to add? Never sleep? Oh, no.
No, I don't think so. Just hope all my impossible people are doing well. Love you all.
Absolutely. Until next time, then, I have been Trey.
I've been Rungren.
And we've been the Full Spectrum. And remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that life has to offer.